Hello there today, viewers. On behalf of the Market 360 advisors here at Stewart-Peterson, I'm Bob Devenport, and this is your Dairy Week in Review for March 14th, 2014. So starting out with our CME dairy components at the conclusion of today's trade, blocks finished up the week at $2.36 1/4, up 7 cents. Barrels finished the week at $2.26 1/4, up just 1/8 of a cent on the week, and butter finished at $1.88 even, unchanged. April whey finished at $64 1/4, up just 3/4 of a cent on the week, and April non-fat dry milk settled at $2.04 1/2, down 1 1/8 cents. Going over to Class 3 futures, it was another really strong week overall. March rallied to 23.29 this week, posting a gain of 64 cents. April was the big winner, going all the way up to 22.37 to finish the week up $1.12 a hundredweight. May finished the week at 20.76, up 51 cents. That now puts our 2014 average at $20.60 a hundredweight, up 28 cents on the week. So taking a look at cash cheese, here is another supportive week overall in cash. Again, with our fourth up week in the row, the block barrel average finished the week at $2.31 1/4, and again, block settled the week at $2.36 1/4. That takes out the prior record high price for blocks of $2.36. They were bid up all week, but no sellers were willing to jump in and sell any blocks this week. So again, that was extremely supportive to Class 3 prices. Now, barrels, on the other hand, did experience quite a bit of offering during Thursday and Friday sessions, with no buyers willing to step in and buy any carloads of barrels here. So again, the block barrel average posted a gain of 4 1/8 cents this week. Again, now we're less than 3 cents away from the record high of $2.33 a pound on the block barrel average. That'll likely be the tough area to see things get through going forward here if we continue to see some buying interest. Going over to our second month milk chart, here we have a chart of April milk, and you can see here just this last bar on this chart, you can see just how strong Friday's session was. Most Class 3 futures pushed into new contract highs during Friday's session and actually finished the week near those highs. So the April contract again posted a gain of $1.12 on the week. So again, just an extremely weak overall. There's not much on top of the market here to offer much resistance at this point. I think the big driver will continue to be exports and will continue to be just what happens day to day in the cash sessions. If we continue to see that buying interest in cash, it will likely continue to support Class 3 futures. However, if those sellers decide to jump off the sideline anytime soon and really just start selling a lot of carloads of cheese, that's likely to have a big impact on milk prices and could push things quite a bit lower. So starting out now, as far as fundamentals go, our January dairy exports continue to remain strong overall, particularly in butter and cheese. So butter exports were down 1% from December, but still came in up 136% from January of last year. Now cheese, again, is still strong, not quite as strong as butter, but really cheese was the only dairy product that was up month over month here, up 3% from December and up 46% from last January. Now, non-fat dry milk took the biggest hit, which is pretty surprising because non-fat dry milk has been the one dairy product that has really been screaming higher going back 6 months or so without really any type of pullback, and that's what's really been leading Class 4 prices to new record highs. Now, powder prices were down 12% from December. However, they are still up 22% year over year, but that 12% decline from last month could be a little bit of a warning sign that maybe the price of powder has gotten up high enough where export demand is starting to fall off a little bit. Now, whey exports, were down 2%, and that's unchanged from last year. So total dairy exports as a whole were down just 1% from December, but again, continue to be 18% of where we were at in January of 2013. So to take a look at total dairy exports in a little bit deeper picture here, this chart goes all the way back to 2008, and you can see total dairy exports year over year, and you can see just how high exports got at its peak in 2013. Now, January exports came in at 174.22 metric tons, and again that's up 18% from January of last year, and that actually is a new record for the month of January. So that still continues to be supportive to milk prices overall, even though, as you can see here, we have come down quite a bit from where we topped out to where we're currently exporting. Now you can see on this chart though that that's a pretty typical seasonal pattern. After we top out mid-year, we tend to drift down. Now 2011 was a little bit different. We were sort of just flat there. But when you look at 2012, we followed very much the same pattern that we saw in 2013. Granted, not as high of an increase in exports, but you can see that same seasonal sell-off there. And you can see on this chart here that we generally tend to bottom out right around the change of the year. We might see another month or two of decreasing exports before we see that seasonal buildup again. So hopefully we're right at that point where we'll start to see exports actually pick up again from that seasonal standpoint. If we continue to see exports drop off though, that would be more of a counter seasonal move, and that could still put some pressure on prices if we see that pattern play out. So looking at cheese exports specifically, you can see just how high they've gone all the way back from 2009 here, where we really put in a low. We've been continuing to trend higher all the way through January's exports, which again were a record high here for cheese, and that was 32,118 metric tons. That's up 46% year over year. So you can see here we saw a little bit of a dip back in the summertime, but since then, we've just been continuing to increase exports, so that's been a really big driver of Class 3. Now, if we would happen to see a strong pullback in cheese exports, similar to what we saw back in 2012 here, that might be something that would put a lot of pressure on Class 3 prices. So looking at the week ahead, we'll have a cold storage report out on Friday, and that's about it as far as fundamental reports go. And that's about all I have for you today. So on behalf of the Market 360 advisors here at Stewart-Peterson, thanks for watching and have a great weekend.